I'm living in US, but still my heart is in India. Like, so I
Yeah,
always first thing in the morning I wake up with my cup of tea, who is eligible to for the election, Lok Sabha election. Then people said, "Why don't you fill the form and all that?" So that's then we started this anemia programs. We check all the girls over 12-year-old. We adopted like 20 village almost. Getting green card is not like something is my lifetime goal. I can give any time. The only thing is the we have a non-profit here as well. So when you raise funds or when you share the ideas, come here every time you get something at least. One of my friend daughter in Cupertino, she's only in seventh grade, and she gets 1 2 days off like Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday, she takes her Friday evening. She takes classes online. Uh, uh, every Saturday, she teaches English to the poor kids.
yeah,
Living in US, it's a really good thing. But then after some time, I think you get materialized, like materialistic, and you really get. I mean that happened to me. If I live here for a long time, I get sickness, kind of same thing, same materialistic life, parties and all that. You think like, okay, I will retire in 50 and then I will go back and serve my people. That never
yeah.
happened. Because I know a couple of my friends, they keep saying for 10 years.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another episode of Desi Return. Today, I am really excited to have Miss Maya on our show. Miss Maya went to US for her higher education in 2007, and after living in US for 7 years, she has decided to be back in India in 2014, and she actually participated in the Lok Sabha elections, which is very interesting, and some of the things that she has done at a grassroots level. After that, she is running a non-profit helping women, especially on an important topic, which we will dive into. And right now, she spends time between India and US, where her family lives in US. She spends half of her time in India and half of her time in US, and a lot of inspiration in how one person can make a change, for the things that they really care about. And I'm really looking forward to our discussion. With that, welcome Miss Maya to our show.
Thank you so much. Namaste, everyone. Good to be here.
That's great. Namaste. So let's start a bit about your background and what made you to move to US for the first time in 2007.
Yeah, so actually, I'm from Madhya Pradesh, Narsinghpur district. It's a very small village called Mehragaon. It's basically the most remote in our district because we are on the border of two, three district. That's why we were like always lacking school, roads, electricity, and everything back those days, like 30 years ago. So I was lucky enough to get at least eighth grade education in my village. It's a government school. And then I moved to another village for another 2 years, then another village for another 2 years, and then end up in Jabalpur for my graduation, undergrad, and also my post graduation. So after like post graduation, like half of the 2 semester we have to do somewhere else, the research dissertation work. So luckily I got selected in AIMS, All India Institute of Medical Science, New Delhi. So when I went there, I feel like this world is a different. The research and medical science and scientific research, everything is very different. Moving from very small village to another town to another city to another big city like Delhi. So there I finished my dissertation in a year, and then I never came back. I stayed there, got my junior research fellowship in nuclear medicine, and continued the job there. And being in AIMS, you get a lot of conference all over India, like Kashmir to Kanyakumari and all that. So that's how I traveled throughout India through my conferences every year, like two, three conference. So then later on, I never heard a, I mean, I heard the name US, but I never had that kind of American dream. Never
Yeah.
ever. But then I was doing research, and then my professor he said you should go to other countries to present your research paper because you did excellent research. So I said it's impossible for me because we didn't had a passport or something like that. So how can you go? Then he said you can do anything, right? The government of India gives the grant, scholarship, everything. So then I tried on that time, and somehow I got my paper got selected in a material science research here in Pittsburgh. So I came first time by my own as a research student. I mean the presenter, and I presented my paper, and I stayed few more weeks or month maybe to explore scientific research lab around that area.
Yeah.
And I find out like it's a huge, like in India, we hardly get chemical or our, research material because we don't have enough money in the department, right? So we are very conjuice kind of
Yes.
thing. We use very limited resources in India in research. But when I see here, there is no limit. There is no time limit also because the labs open 24 hours. You can work anytime. So that way I thought, no, I don't want to do my PhD in AIMS. I want to come to US for my PhD program. Then I went back and prepared for GRE, TOEFL and all that. And I applied and got into full scholarship. So I moved to South Dakota. But the difference was I always liked the medical science because AIMS was kind of my first home, I would say. uh, Helping patient and doing the research, it's kind of very relaxing or rewarding kind of. But when I went to engineering college, I didn't like it at all
Hmm.
because I didn't feel any values, even though my research was very excellent and everything. But then slowly in India, actually, we take all the courses up to 10th grade. After 10th, you can take like certain courses and you can leave certain courses like maths and all, right? When you take bio, you don't have to take maths. But
Yeah.
then but then here in US, when you do PhD and if you haven't taken those courses, you have to take back again, like all the basics and prereq and all that. I felt like really stupid taking all those courses. But then again, I have to finish it because my research, my scholarship was coming from there. But then later I thought, no, I don't want to pursue. Otherwise, I will shift my career, big career from medical to engineering. So I
Yeah.
dropped the PhD and I moved to California. And that time, my husband, I mean, I got married, so my husband was working here. And then later, I joined UCSF in San Francisco, and there I got my interested work, kind of like I want to pursue the my career into, and then I joined the job. So I was doing research on leukemia, cancer research, and all that. But then couple of years later, there was a movement happened, Anna Hazare movement, and all that. And that's how I mean I'm living in US, but still my heart is in India. Like so, I
Yeah.
always first thing in the morning I wake up with my cup of tea. I always follow news. Indian news, Dainik Bhaskar and all that. So I always, so that kind of a motivational, you're watching Indian news and then this big movement happening. And that time Obama was president here, so we used to listen him like very, very like he was a kind of idealistic. His speech was mind blowing, and I always thought like India ऐसा क्यों नहीं हो सकता
Yeah.
because why we can't get leader like him in India. certainly there was a big corruption. That's why we came here, right? So seeing all that scenarios, and especially from my rural background, I always felt good politics can play a big role, basically. So then I thought, okay, let's keep aside this research and let's participate in this movement. And then we participated, we worked voluntarily, then become Aam Aadmi, then I fought elections, I came India. So this is how the journey started.
No, yeah. No, thanks a lot for such a nice overview. So, you know, starting from a remote village, getting all the way to Ames, and then the experience of presenting your work kind of inspired you to do something else, and that's what motivated you to the US. And the on the flip side, your heart is always within India, and with that movement, I think you felt the need that we can make a change, and that's where you felt like the reason to come back. So maybe my one quick question there was, in 2014, when you heard about this and when you made a decision to move back and participate in the elections and so on, has the entire family moved, or is it just only you moved, like while your husband is still in US? Just curious on that, if you're okay.
Yeah, actually, I only went to India because somebody had to earn bread and butter, right? So he
Yeah,
keeps working here, and I took a off and I went for a volunteering work. So I only moved, he was here.
got
And
it.
my parents, of course, like they are in India, my whole family is in India.
Yeah,
Nobody from my family or extended family in US. I was the first person in US, actually.
got it.
Yeah.
So in 2014, did you move back to your hometown, or where did you move back, and how did you decide? So I think seems like 2014 there are these things going on, but is that like a sudden decision? Like how long did you plan, and then when you decided? Just curious if you can talk a little bit about the thought process that went in mind before taking a decision. Yes, we're moving. If you can, some of the details and what's going on in your mind.
Yeah, actually, I haven't thought moving back to India,
Yeah.
frank. Uh, I just went as a volunteer to motivate other people and spread the ideology of Aam Aadmi Party that time, like the Gandhian value. So I wanted to give the message because we were the founding people from Anna Hazare movement. So I want to spread the message on the ground. So I went as a volunteer and I was taking around throughout my whole constituency. And my condition was like I don't want to go to Delhi
Hmm.
because Delhi was like a hub for the work or the part because they have a government there. But I want to go to village because that's how I came from. That's I mean that's where we need a more help or more good leadership, you can say. So my idea is like अपने गांव को ठीक करना है तो I mean you have to be here, right?
Yeah.
को तो कोई भी ठीक कर देगा, दिल्ली में तो ऑलरेडी बहुत अच्छे अच्छे लोग हैं. सो माय thing is like I really want to stick around my village. I want to look conditions there. But then I after couple of months I thought यहाँ पर तो कोई ऐसा है नहीं है like who is eligible to for the election, Lok Sabha election. Then people said, "Why don't you fill the form and all that?" So that's how my name came. But again, I thought like, okay, after doing volunteering, I'll go back to US
Yeah.
and
Okay.
join work and all. But then after 2-3 months campaign during the election, I felt like people gave me kind of a different comments like, oh, she's a parachute rider, like she came from US. She will lose, she will go back. If she will win, then only she can stay here. So that
Hmm.
kind of my head, and I thought like, no, 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 I have to prove myself. I was not here for the power or for the like, the something typical politic thing. I was
Yeah.
here to improve lives. I was here to spread the message. But then after election, I came on third after BJP and Congress in MP. MP, we have only two parties. So coming on third, and though that also very highly educated people, they voted for me.
Mm.
Like 18, I mean, a third position in 2 months is kind of impossible.
Yes.
So then I got very motivated. I thought, no, people have trusted. So I had to keep that trust, and I have to do something at least.
Yeah.
Politics is different thing, but I want to do something for my village area. Then I started making film on social issues, like kind of a politics ka वैसा ही था. Like if you have a good politics, then how the community get benefited. So there was a village example. They never had elections. They conducted always like anonymous kind of elections, and that's how they used to get prize from the government, and they improved the school, roads, hospital, and everything in the village. So I want to showcase that village as an ideal village, like a Gandhian village, and to spread the message around the village, other states, and also in other countries. So the documentary movie got highly recognized, and we got prize for that, like in San Francisco and other countries. And those prizes we have submitted to the villagers, and they were very happy. I also wrote a book. It's available on Amazon. So that kind of gives me an idea, like how I want to work, how I want to improve. So seeing the most intimate issues around my area, especially for women, one topic was very kind of a very emotional for me, which was menstrual hygiene, of course, because I grew up there. I also use all those practice in old time, and I got some issues as well. So I want to improve that, and that was going on from long time, like 2011 something. I was thinking that I want to do this work, I want to do this work, but I never get a chance.
Yeah.
But this was the perfect time that I can think about it.
Mm.
And after elections and this movie things and everything got over, then I thought I really want to focus and do the work. So I got this guy called Padman. His name is Arunachalam Muruganathan.
Yeah.
He lived in Coimbatore. So that time he was not that famous actually. He was just a normal guy. So I got his number from some of the friends, and I spoke to him couple of times that I want to come to your area because I want to work on a similar topic, similar issues. Then we just missing each other like couple of time. But then after 2 years, I went and met him in his village,
Yeah.
Coimbatore, and that's how I learned like how to buy the machines, and then how to set up the factories and all that. So then for that we need a organization, something. So then I started foundation called Sukarma Foundation in 2016. So after farming that, our first project was menstrual hygiene, and that was basically the movie wasn't there the time 2016. So it was very new for us and very big taboo in our area, and still we still have taboo, but somewhat like now people knows like pads and all that. So then we decided to work on extensively in rural and tribal area, because my village area is also surrounded by tribes people, because those hills, Satpura Hills, Narsinghpur district, MP is like 40% population is tribal in
Okay.
Madhya Pradesh, yeah. So it's a huge tribal belt. And I wanted to touch all the communities, like how they see menstrual hygiene and what are the taboos in there, because different community has a different taboos. Different home has a different things in like their daily life. So I want to touch upon those, and for me it was easy because I'm from medical background, so I can talk about the thing. I came from outsider like a US, so people accept me, and I'm also local.
Yeah.
Like I speak Bundelkhandi, Thet, Bundelkhandi, and I mean I can become one of them actually.
Yeah.
They never recognize like I lived in US as well. So that is a benefit for me. So I decided I want to go and do the massive campaign, because campaign का experience तो था ही, election किया था इतना
Mm.
सारा. So then I thought, okay, I want to again kind
Yeah.
of a election campaign, but this is something with the issues. So then I traveled around 16 district extensively, 2 months, 2, 3 months. I never came home, and I was on the road because I fought elections, so everybody knows me there,
Mm.
in the media, in the administration. So wherever I'm going, I was getting good response and good care. And then people, they were connecting me. This is new topic. This is, we really want to organize the workshop in our hostel, schools, college, village, and all that. I got tremendous response. Even the officers, they were they were accepting as a happy kind of like, this is a good initiative,
Yeah.
something. So the same time the movie was coming, Padman, and then the media noticed that we are really working on the ground at the grassroots level. So then media reached out to us and said, real padman is a different, but real pad women is here. So my name came as a pad women of India since then. And then we again, like, we continue doing the campaigns, and our factory hire only women, and we set it up this. And then we move to the different other issues like health, education, employments, and all that. So since then, I keep coming US like for a month or 2 months, but my most of the time was in India.
Got it.
Even still, I just came for a month because I'm a sarpanch, so I have a big responsibility there along with my foundation. So now I barely spend time here. Just because of this green card issue, I have to go. I mean, I have to come. Otherwise, I would be happy to stay in India. So the thing is like, yeah. So I'm spending more time, and projects are increasing, and we are seeing good results, good response. And yeah, our foundation is getting bigger and bigger. The team is getting bigger. Yeah.
No, first of all, congratulations on making changes, in your circle, right? I think the decision to make an impact or a change in the village where you're from, with the social causes, with the hygiene thing, with the health and other conditions, right? I mean, the different things that you talked about. So, thanks a lot. I mean, I know people talk, but I think doing things and doing it at the grassroots level and making a change. So, really, thank you and congratulations on that. So maybe just I think a follow up on that, right? I know you mentioned about traveling back and forth between California and India, and I think you briefly mentioned about I think now you become a sarpanch, right? I think you have a responsibility, from that in the village as well as from the foundation. Maybe you can talk a little bit about the foundation. I know you kind of mentioned about how it started and some of the other causes. Like I think when it started in 2016, it was focused on the menstrual hygiene. I think kind of expanded. So, what is the nonprofit do right now? What are the areas that it cover? Geographically, is it still within that district or is it expanded? Maybe anything that you can share about that, that would be very helpful.
Yeah. So the actually, I was very naive in the area, basically, in the field. I never run any organization or any industry or factory or so on. But you learn by doing something. So that's how I learned. So after one problem we are addressing, and other problem arise. So then we saw like, okay, whatever it comes, we should focus. We should accept the problems actually. So in my, again, everything started from my village, because I see people, because you can relate, and you can also know the people, so you can start from there actually. So in my village, we didn't had a, hospital. Even district hospital is like 100 kilometer from
Okay.
my area, and we have a rivers actually, Narmada River and another Dudhi River. So because of the mining, sand mining, the road conditions is really bad. even so, no ambulance or any other car
Mm.
reaches to us basically. So the health was a major issue, especially for poor people when they get sick. They don't have transportation or a doctor or facility to see their primary symptoms. They are from Bangalore, so they said, yeah, 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 we will, we won't do because you are just buying one setup. We work in a mass quantity. I said, first you have to set up this, and if we feel like good, because we are a small NGO, we don't
Yeah.
have funding and all that, and that requires a lot of funding. So they said, okay, we'll do it. So they set it up in 2019. Our first telemedicine center in our Madhya Pradesh, actually,
Oh,
in
really
the village.
nice. Yeah.
So our center is the first telemedicine center in the village, actually.
Mm.
Government, they set it up in the big cities like Bhopal, Jabalpur, but they never set it up in the village. So
Oh,
our was like first one. So then we hired a local girl, like, how to train them as a nurse, because nobody used to come there, like no medical expertise were there. At least you need a minimum staff nurse.
yeah.
So then I hired one staff nurse from city area. We provided her higher salary, double salary, and everything. So that's how we started. But then the thing is, like, when you really want to do something, the whole universe come and help you. So basically, we set it up, and then a year later, there was a COVID.
Yes.
So then our clinic was the only clinic which was open in remote area. So a lot of people and kids we have seen morning to evening, they are coming at least for flu or some other issues or some problems. So that was very helpful. So then I was on the ground for almost a year.
Okay.
The first, yeah, because flight bhi band tha.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah, so it was a good excuse for me that I can violate the 6 month status, and then I came, and then I thought, okay, there is a vaccine is here, so now everybody should be fine, so I can take vaccine and I can go. I was working, by the way, without vaccine. Our whole staff was working without vaccine. So then again January I
Yeah.
went back, and then I thought, okay, everything is getting normalized. But then all of a sudden, there is a Delta wave, which
Yes.
was very deadly. Like everybody was dying. So then that time was more kind of a disturbing time, because you are seeing all the closed one, they are going, every groups is filled with blah, blah, blah things. So then what we did is basically we replicate all the devices, because it's, after all, it's a telemedicine. And our village people basically most of them, they have a COVID, or they have a symptom, mild symptoms, and they don't want to go to other big cities,
Yeah.
because whoever is going was not coming back,
Mm.
not even their dead body. So they said, like, हम मरेंगे तो आप ही के यहाँ मरेंगे, because at least we will be surrounded by our loved one, right? So whatever you want to do, you can do. Like, we don't want to go out. Thousands of people were in our clinic, and we transformed the entire area in a COVID kind of open COVID zone. And like, I study in AIMS, most of my friends, they are doctors. So then I take their help from US, from Canada, from Australia, whatever time zone they are, they helped us. Some are transporting oxygen concentrator, some are sending us a pulse meter, some are sending us a mask, and so on. Like, so
Yeah.
people pouring the help in our village. So I was really getting a big help, and then we saved almost like the area, all the area, entire people. Nobody died in
That's
our clinic. So that was like a big, big kind of a work, teamwork from Sukarma Foundation. So then that went, I think, 6, 7 months actually. It wasn't like that short. So then we keep doing that. We assisted so many families in the villages. They were blinds or disables or older peoples and so on. Like, our team was big enough to help
got it.
everybody. Yeah. So this was there, and then we also, because After one problem, we see another problem. After solving that problem, we see another problem. So then another problem also arise during the COVID that, that school were closed, government school basically. And the kids, they didn't had a phone or tablets or computer in their house because they are from poor family, underprivileged. And then school was closed almost a year, and kids, they don't know. I mean, they forgot everything. There's younger kids. Then we thought, like, this COVID, I don't know how long this will stay, but certainly kids will drop out for
Yeah.
sure. If they are forgetting everything, they are not used to of devices or they never touched the computers and all. Then we thought we should start at least something where they can do their homework or online classes. So then nearby the town, we hired the place and then we set it up computers. We took help from the NRI friends and they sent us a computer, used laptop, and so on. So we set it up the lab and all the students they started coming, learning the computers, doing the homework from there. It is all free. Like we just hired tutors and they were like doing everything. And then similarly, when we opened the center, a lot of women they are showing up. They said, "Didi, हमको काम दे दो," because they were doing some shop में काम करती थी या फिर घर में like some are maid and working in somebody's house cleaning dishes. And they said like everybody they just said, I mean सबने काम से निकाल दिया. So we need at least some work. And we said like we don't have any work because we are very small foundation, but we can do something at least to give you skill. So then we also opened a tailoring kind of a training center
Yeah.
that all those women who are not educated or not like aware, they can at least learn stitching and they can buy maybe 5 6,000 rupees machines and they can be at home. मतलब घर से they can run their entire family. And this COVID is, we don't know how long this will stay. So that way, like we started the another work which is still going on. And then in our village, there was a panchayat elections because of the COVID. They extended for 2 years, like 2 more years. So it is total like 7 years. So then people they won't have. I mean they said the previous sarpanch they didn't do any kind of a meaningful work, and the village was like last village, so it's always like lack of facilities and so on. But then doing the menstrual work or hospitals and schools and everything, I mean, this teaching work, one thing I realized like no matter what you do for the people, it is never be enough work. Basically, you need to empower people from there only. And then without education, you cannot make a good society, basically. So in my village, I can see I went to eighth grade in a very old school. Um, but then slowly the building got collapsed, few rooms left, and then suddenly only few students are showing up.
Mm.
And those who have little money, they can send out their kids to the private school. And then almost like 50% kids are going private school, and then the most poor people they are going to the government school. So government school they don't have even infra, nothing. They had only one room. First to fifth grade kids they sit together, and after 2 3 hours the teacher said, "Okay, your class is done over." So this is how the schooling was. So this pattern when I saw I need to take a pledge that at least my kind of guru dakshina kind of to my school, that I took a pledge that I really want to make a world class model school in my village, the government school, not a private school.
Yeah.
I went and talked to the principal and all that. I said, I want to adopt this school through Sukarma Foundation. We will keep raising funds until we make a really kind of a model school in a terms of seeing all those existing issues. For example, we are a farmer. We have a very good land. We have a very good irrigation kind of a water because of the rivers. But the kids, they don't know what they are eating in their plates because they are disconnected from their roots. So if you can add the agriculture in the beginning, like horticulture, and then slowly you can give them a knowledge of like a scientific kind of a cropping, like other countries are doing. So they are using AI technology and so on. In a farming itself, they can become a millionaire in their village itself. They can provide the food to the rest of the Arabian countries
Yeah.
nearby, right? So instead of making burden in terms of education, kind of a padhe likhe unpad type ke, instead give them some skill so that they can build another line of basically a skilled worker. I mean, they instead of job seeker, they can
Yeah. Provide
maybe a
employment.
job. Right. So this kind of model I designed in 2 3 years because बैक ऑफ माई माइंड जब एक काम फिनिश होता है तो दूसरा काम पहले से ही शुरू हो जाता है.
Yeah.
तो वो
It's
टाइम
always like,
जैसे ही लेता है. हाँ, तो इसीलिए मतलब 3 4 साल पहले दिस आइडिया केम. I want to build this kind of school and all that. So I called engineers from all over. They came to my village. They saw the sites. They made an excellent plan, everything. But then I thought, like, this is a government school. And if I'm not a part of government, then they won't allow me to build the school. So I have to become a part of government, basically. Then this election came and I convinced the entire village. I said, see, I already fought Lok Sabha election, so I don't have to fought again this panchayat election. So let's be fair that we want to get 15 lakh rupees from the government. So why can't we choose all those women in our panchayat? And the panchayat will have a good name, and then we can also make a good school. And everybody got agree. And then that's how we formed the unopposed panchayat with all the women. But my intention was to build the school,
yeah.
not a sarpanch. All the work is like a sideline work. The primary major work was to build the school.
Yeah.
So that's how I become a sarpanch. And since then, I was struggling getting the permissions, demolishing the structures, running behind the collectors and then education officers and so on. And then after I become Sarpanch, there was a Bidhan Sabha election. So then the Bidhan Sabha election, the entire 6 month is closed, no work.
Mm.
And then after Bidhan Sabha election, there was a Lok Sabha election. Then again 6 months, code of conduct, you can't do any government things. Then the after Lok Sabha election, there was a rainy season. So 4 months you can't do anything. So now things are moving little bit, but we are hoping that we will start building the work, I mean the school this year
Yeah.
because this town is getting over and then we can shift the school to another place. So yeah, it's a big challenge. And then after that, one more thing we started basically. Most of the, I mean, seeing in the our clinic, we saw a lot of women who comes in early, like 30s or 40, because in the village they still get married 18, 19, very early age. And the most of the women they are anemic or weak and they are not fit. So what happen is like when they have early marriage and then they have one child, then another child. So the entire like their health is not good enough to handle the kind of pressure and the thing. So they get very severe issues in terms of bone weakness and some um, leg issues and all that, like some pain. So then we saw like why they are getting. I mean, in US we saw like 80-year women is working in. I mean, she's fit and fine, running marathon and all that, right? But village में ऐसा, I mean, इंडिया में ऐसा क्यों होता है कि women they just give up. अरे अब कुछ नहीं, खाना भी अच्छे से नहीं and all that. So then during the COVID, I connected to a doctor. She was a gynecologist here, and I told her the issue that the more we are giving a solution, let's say the medication, the more problems are coming. It's
Mm.
not fixing the problem, it's basically arising the problem. So we need to find some solution, like some preventive solution. And then especially for women and girls, they are keep complaining n number of issues. So then she said, like, okay, we should run a program where we need to focus early age girls. Because what happened is like government is focused when uh, the women she get pregnant, and then from the pregnancy first 3 months to delivering the baby, and 1 year after baby. The government focused only on that time frame. But what if we can focus on a 12 year of age, the girls, if she is fit enough to deliver a healthy baby, then all the problems solved. Then they won't have this weakening issue and so on. Because in our Indian culture, what we see is like we don't do exercise, and we don't focus on diet like the food. We are the last person who eats at home very unhealthy food, like kind of especially for not vegetarian families, like we are vegetarian, largely vegetarian. So because of that, like the women are not getting, or girls are not getting nutrition, and that's how they become weaker and weaker. So then we started this anemia programs. We check all the girls over 12-year-old. We adopted like 20 village almost, 5 to 10 in tribal area and 5 to 10 here in the normal range. So that this doctor is funding, and she's doing all the checkup. She go from Neo to my village. She stays there. She hired a community health worker and other folks, and she go to hills and tribal area, and she's running the project. So far, like in 2 years, we are seeing big change, because all those women or girls, they had a menstrual hygiene issue, like cramp in the stomach and unnecessary kind of pain. This all went away because now they are focusing on diet, exercise, uh, total. I mean, it's outlook how you see your health, right?
Yeah.
And that is kind of a practice, right? I mean, you lived in US, you can relate that. How I mean, how aware people here. I mean, दोनों तरह के लोग हैं. So the aware people, how much they focus in their health here, or how much they invest.
Yes.
Let's say everybody goes to gym mostly,
Yeah.
or they walk at least outdoor, or they do some kind of physical activity, hiking.
Yeah.
And इंडिया में तो कुछ करते ही नहीं है, लाइक वो कहते घर का काम कर लिया बस हो गया, बहुत काम है.
Yeah.
So because of that, the habits are like not good. Earlier time was okay, like my
Yes.
mom, total hard work. So yeah, this is the new project that we are running from last 2 years. So now you see like 4 5 projects. It's still going on, and we just bought the actually a small land to build a community hospital in the tribal area, because the doctor when she started going there, and we are exploring the community and going home to home. So then I said, like, how many time we can go to their home? At least when we are not there, then how they will find us? So
Yeah.
at least we need one place where they can see this is the place where we need to go. So at least we need to build up something like kind of community hospital and some school and some tribal culture art center or something like that. Then we just bought the land, so slowly we'll build the hospital and other things.
Yeah, no,
Also,
kudos. I mean, I think a lot of projects, I think, as you said, like one problem after the other, right? I think, starting with something and then there is another issue that you want to tackle and so on. So thanks a lot for giving such a detailed overview of that. Um, and I think we will share the link to to your organization. So if people are interested to learn more, they can reach out, or if they want to donate and so on. So that information will be available in the description below. Um, If you're okay, I'm curious about this. If you're open to share. So I know you're spending time between India and US. Your heart is in India. I know your husband is still in US. Uh, I know because you're traveling to maintain the green card. So has the thought ever occurred to you, like, to continue to maintain the green card or giving up? Just curious if you're open to share, because this might be a question for some of the viewers. So that's why I'm bringing it up.
So the thing is like I can give any time, any second. That's not a big thing for me. I mean, getting green card is not like something is my lifetime goal. I can give any time. The only thing is the we have a non-profit here as well. So when you raise funds or when you share the ideas, come here every time you get something at least from here. So that's how I want to keep it. Otherwise,
Yes.
I don't have any obligation. I can even every time I enter in US, I said, okay, ab mera jaane wala hai because now Trump came. Even yesterday, this time also, I was thinking like, okay, what if they can deport me? Like so many Indians are going. So I said, I can also go, but I mean, they haven't said anything. But there's no kind of I
Yeah.
mean, I don't kind of affection. My husband is still, he lives here, but he's still maintaining the green card. He renews second time, third time.
Yeah.
Uh,
I think
I
sounds like.
also, I don't want to become a citizen. So as long as I can run, I mean, I can. So the thing is like, you must have also noticed that people have a lot of resources here in US that they can help easily to India. And the thing is like I'm the bridge between NRI and then the local community. Because sometimes you really want to donate and you really want to do something good, but you don't know how to do it basically. You don't know where to donate sometime
Yeah.
unless you know some of your friends. So there I'm kind of a bridge that hey, if you have interest in health, you can work with us. I mean, we are not always looking for money. We
Yeah.
can also look for your expertise. We can look for, I mean, you come and learn. A lot of interns actually they come and live in our place and they get explore the local communities, students, and one of my friend daughter in Cupertino. She's only in seventh grade and she gets 2 days off, like Saturday and Sunday. So Saturday, she takes her Friday evening. She takes classes online. Uh, uh, every Saturday, she teaches English to the poor kids
Yeah.
through video conferencing. So basically, you get, I mean, सब जगह के pro and cons हैं. So the pro thing is like if you can gather all kind of this kind of specially resources because she's also learning
Yeah.
something from the students and they are very humble and she's seeing a lot of happiness in those
Good.
kids.
Yeah.
She celebrated her birthday online.
Yeah.
Giving party, throwing party to all those kids, and she was like, "Oh wow, this is so good." So I'm saying like I mean, I'm also preparing the platform
Yeah.
for another to come and give back to the society because we always get lost when you come to US. Basically, it's a kind of a rat race, right? Once that's how I started in very early age.
Yeah.
Living here, I have realized that. If you talk to the older people, they always have one regret. Oh, we came from village. We always want to do something from India for India, but we never get time.
Yeah.
And now we have time. We cannot go to India because we get sick. So then I said, okay, all these three things they are never together. One is your energy and your money and your time. These three things will not be together.
Yeah.
When you have one thing, other will be missing. When you have other thing, the other one will be missing. So there's never be kind of a perfect time. You have to take action. And if you can connect those people to the grassroots level, it will benefit a lot. Like for example, simple thing, I keep coming and going. I collect. good amount of clothes, basically, winter clothes or something, because people have a lot of things here. Like they just throw out to, they just look for, like, we have to give away. Like, let's say goodwill, like
Yeah, yeah,
how much, also stop taking crap, right? So the thing is, like, if you can receive really good amount of whether it is a clothes or something which can which the kids can use for like longer time. Let's say the good jacket here, like
yeah.
the branded, the whole neighborhood will wear for like 10 years. So the
Yeah.
thing is, like, you have always something to give back.
Yeah.
So I
Mm,
think that's a good thing, and you learn by coming here and also get the
Perfectly. Perfectly makes sense. Yeah, I think it's the bridging the gap and utilizing the resources, for the non-profit and some of the access to the resources. I think people willing to help and then providing a platform to help them out. I think it perfectly makes sense. Um, I know. I think to wrap it up, is there anything that you want to share from your journey for people who are thinking about giving back to India or returning back to India to do some social service? There are like some people who has that kind of a motivation. From your own experience, anything that you can share or any insights that you want to provide?
Well, always people ask me that, how did you start it? I said, I never thought like I will start. It's just an instinct that came, okay, you have to do. I started. That's how I started. I never shared any idea with my family or anyone that I'm going to do this. If I said them, they will say no. So, so I started. Then they came to know, like, okay, she no no she can't listen to anybody. So I'm saying is, like, if you really want to do something, you can do from here as well. Like now we are in like digital world, and 5G is everywhere. Like in India village, you get 5G. So if you can't go, you can also use your expertise there. I mean, if you have time, let's say. And the things are, I mean, living in US, it's a really good thing. But then after some time, I think you get materialized, like materialistic, and you really get, I mean, that happened to me. If I live here for a long time, I get sickness, kind of same thing, same materialistic life, parties and all that. It is never ending, right? But if you find some time and go back and serve your community, you feel very fulfilling. Like, you just visit in the village and you see how happy they are. Like they may not have same resources as you, but they are the happiest people. So I think your mood will also change when you go and visit some communities. And there are a lot of non-profit who are offering help. You can easily connect to any non-profit, or simply you can go your nearby village or your native village, start something at least there. So I think we have only one life, that I believe. आई डोंट बिलीव ऑन लाइक सात जन्म, अगला जन्म, पिछला जन्म, कुछ नहीं होता। जो है वही अभी है। और उसमें भी जो एनर्जी लेवल है वो एक सर्टन एज में ही है। दैट वो जो एनर्जी लेवल है उसी में आप काम कर सकते। इफ यू थिंक लाइक, ओके, आई विल रिटायर्ड इन 50 एंड देन आई विल गो बैक एंड सर्व माय पीपल, दैट नेवर
Yeah,
हैपेंड। Because I know a couple of my friends, they keep saying for 10 years, and after one other, they said, okay, 5 more years, 5 more years, and then they will die here, I'm sure. So,
yeah,
there is no enough time. Whenever you think you really want to do, just go and work. And there's no perfect time, there's no perfect kind of a year. जब आप सोचेंगे तभी से काम शुरू हो जाएगा।
yeah. Perfectly makes sense. So yeah, thank you very much, Miss Maya, for taking your time and sharing your journey with us. And all the best with the several projects that you're doing. I think changing, empowering people in your village so that they can be self-sufficient. The ideas, doing things at grassroots level and bridging that gap in what NRIs can help out to their own communities, to their giving back to India and so on, right? So really appreciate and good luck with all your projects, and thank you very much for being on our show today.
Thank you so much. You have a great day. Thank you. It was really nice talking you. Yeah.
Yes, same here.